Hey guys, it's Sarah with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we have a review and install of the Injen Evolution cold air intake fitting your 18 and newer Mustang GT. This is perfect for the Mustang owner who's looking to improve their intake system with this smoother flowing option. This air induction system includes a free-flowing roto-molded airbox with a larger and smoother intake tube and a supernano-web dry flow air filter. This intake improves airflow for more performance. Injen reports increases of up to 26 horsepower and 23 pound-feet of torque. This intake is made in the USA and does not require a tune to install on your Mustang. However, a tune is recommended to get the most performance out of this intake. So as far as price goes, this intake comes in at around $350, which is middle of the road price-wise when compared to other options. And for your money, you're getting a full intake system, including an airbox and reusable filter that does not require a tune. I'm giving this install a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It does feature a direct bolt-up install with no modification required and can be done within 2 hours. So with that said, let's jump into our install. For this install, you will need a trim panel removal tool, a pop clip removal tool, a set of pliers, flathead screwdriver, ratcheting 10mm wrench, a 10mm socket, T15 torque socket, an extension, a 2.5mm Allen key, and a ratchet. Okay, so the first step in our install once the hood is popped is to grab a trim panel removal tool and remove 2 covers on each side of the engine cover to expose some nuts that we have to remove. Okay, so you will see 2 little cutouts on either side of this cover. Just take the end of your tool and pry up in one of the cutouts, and this should come out. Repeat that process on the other side. So there are 2 10mm nuts, 1 in each side of the cover. You're gonna want a 10mm socket if you can find one, and a nice long extension to make sure you can get on the nut. Go ahead and loosen it up and remove it. Repeat that on the other side. Okay, now that these nuts are removed, you can grab your cover around the edges and pull it off. There should be several clips that you just need to release in order to remove the cover. Okay, now we can disconnect the MAF harness. Pull back on the red tab. It might be hard to see, but it's on the bottom here. Press down. And release. Now you can release this vacuum line on your intake tube. Press down and release it. Next up, we're going to remove this crankcase vent line. There's a blue tab. Press back on the blue tab. And it should come free. Just press backwards on this blue tab here to release those. Okay, now you can grab a set of pliers and release the sound tube. Go ahead and squeeze the clamp. And you should be able to wiggle the tube off. Now, if you can't get it off by hand, you can gently pry back on the tube with a flathead. Just be careful not to damage the rubber. Next up, grab your flathead screwdriver and loosen up the clamp holding on your tube to your throttle body. Go ahead and wiggle it to remove it. All right, grab your 10mm socket again and go ahead and remove the bolt holding on the airbox. All right, now we do have to remove this one pop clip that holds the MAF sensor connector line onto the airbox. So go ahead and grab a pop clip removal tool. Go ahead and pull that off. The back part of the sound tube is also connected to the airbox. Just grab and pull it up and out of the way. Now that everything is disconnected from the airbox, we can grab it and lift it out and off of the car. All right, so now with the factory intake removed, we can transfer over a few components to our new intake system. We're gonna start with the MAF sensor. So go ahead and grab a T15 Torx socket. We're gonna remove the 2 bolts that hold on our MAF sensor. Go ahead and remove it. Go ahead and install the sensor directly into your new intake tube. Now they have included new hardware here, so you will not be reusing the factory hardware. The thread pitch on the bolts are not the same. And these are Allen heads, so grab a 2.5mm Allen key to tighten these down. Next up, we're moving to the airbox portion of our intake. We're gonna remove both of these grommets to reuse them. Press up on the metal part of this grommet and wiggle it out. Then we're just gonna go ahead and wiggle the grommet out of the plastic bracket. Moving on to this grommet, we just sort of wiggle it off of its posts. Okay, so now we can install the smaller grommet. We're actually gonna go into the airbox. This might be a little bit hard for you guys to see, but there is a hole towards the back of it. Go ahead and find that hole and slide. Go ahead and press the grommet through. You should feel it come through the outside of the airbox. All right, now we can replace this metal sleeve into the grommet we just installed and just press it into place. All right, so now that we have our factory intake uninstalled from our Mustang, we can check it out side by side with our Injen intake. Now they do feature a bit of a similar design. They both feature an airbox. However, there are some important differences I'd like to point out. Injen has this nice intake tube here, which is quite a bit smoother than your factory. It's also larger in diameter. Now inside the box goes this really nice conical aftermarket air filter, which is gonna breathe much better than the paper filter of your factory airbox. In addition, you can also remove it, clean it, oil it, and reinstall it for reuse to save you some money down the road. So with that said, let's finish up our install. So now we can install the second grommet. We're actually gonna put this one on the car itself. So go ahead and slide it in that open hole, and then we're just gonna slide the intake box on top of it. Now you can grab the box and slide it back onto your car. Try to line it up with the grommets that are there and press it into place. Then we're gonna grab our bolt. This might be a little hard to see. We need to thread it through the grommet that's inside the airbox. Line it up with the hole. Then go ahead and grab a 10mm ratcheting wrench and tighten it down. Go ahead and grab the plug that's supplied to plug up this hole in your airbox. Press it into place. Now we can install the air filter itself. Go ahead and slide it into the box and then turn it so that it seats properly. And then once it's seated flush against that, you can twist it to lock it into place. Now we can install our rubber coupler around the throttle body. Go ahead and slide the hose clamp over top. Then we're going to slide our rubber coupler into place. It's a nice and tight fit, but that is a good thing. Go ahead and carefully slide your hose clamp over top. Line it up. Let's clamp it down. Okay, now we can grab our other two clamps, install the larger one over the end of the filter, and the smaller one over the coupler on the throttle body. Grab your intake tube, line it up with your filter, slide it in, and wiggle it until it lines up with the coupler on your throttle body. And go ahead and try to slide it into place. If you need to use a flathead to guide you, just do it very carefully. Grab your flathead and tighten down the clamp on your throttle body. And tighten down the clamp on your filter. Plug in your MAF sensor. Make sure you depress the red tab. Now we can reinstall the sound tube. Now we can reinstall the crankcase vent. Should clip on factory style. Then we can reinstall the vacuum line. Now we can reinstall the cover. Lay it on top. Line up the bolts, the studs, and press it into place. All right, so now we can install the 10mm nuts that hold on the engine cover. I have a piece of tape in the end of the socket to hold it in place, so we can line it up on top of the stud. And then once it's tight, grab your plastic cover and clip it in place. Repeat that on the other side. All right, so that is going to do it for the review and install of this intake. And remember, for all things Mustang, keep it at AmericanMuscle.com.